Hello, hello, how are you? I'm turning back with a pile reading again. As you can see, here are several piles, and it's an oracle reading. And the question was, it's a collective reading, so what we should do, what we should work on this time, these weeks, like for example in October, but I don't want to make it so narrow. So what is our soul needs to work on, or what is our ego needs to work on? Okay, let's see. I'm using these decks. So first this one, which is Archetype Cards by Caroline Miss. Okay, then Chakras Wisdom by Tori Hartman. It's in Hungarian, but you can see on the cards the English words too. And then Moonology and Magical Mermaids and Dolphins. Okay, pile. And lastly, I will use the Wisdom of the Oracle pile by Colette Baron Reed. Okay, let's start it. So, what we should work on and how. Okay, first let's see the archetype cards. To me, these cards are very deep, and sometimes I don't really like them because they go so deep and they found your most vulnerable point. So these can really help you to go deep and to work on yourself, okay? And what card I just pulled? The first one was the magical child, and as you see, it's the light attribute because it's on the normal, so not upside down. So right. So what is it about? As it's the light attribute, it says, seeing the potential for sacred beauty in all things, the belief that everything is possible. You know, this child, I think it's our inner child, the real one, not the hurt one, but the one who is positive and believes that everything can be possible. I think we should find a way to this positive, magical child just to manifest what we want. But I think the key is to change our beliefs. From depression, we should find a way to trust, okay? Because being a child is like giving up being an adult. So being critical and who wants to control everything. And we should, instead of this, being that really trusting person who trusts his or her fate, who trusts the divine, who trusts his or her fate, who knows that in the deepest part of our being is really everything all right. So we have to go back and let the divine come out. Let's find this magical child inside, okay? Then what we want to manifest can happen because the ego is no more in the way of manifestation. Let's see the other cards. Companion and Don Juan or Don Juan, how you want to pronounce. So All of these cards are in light attribute. Companion is like being a friend, having a friend. It's about loyalty, tenacity, and unselfishness. Don Juan is like spotlights your positive, seductive qualities. So, to me, somehow these two cards is about relationships. So we have to, if we are in love and we want to have maybe sex with the other partner, or we want them to be attracted to us, sometimes we use some manipulative things. If you are like a man who is good looking and you know that you attract women, you might misuse this attractive side of yours. Also, as I read it up, I mean, in the little book, which is a part of this deck too, I saw them that it can talk about sexual addiction or using sexuality in kind of a bad way, which can be destructive even to yourself and can be humiliating to your partner. So maybe there are some of you who have to work on this, like sex addictions or misusing your sexual attraction and so on. So please be careful or be aware of where or how you use your attractive side, okay? Companion to me can mean also a romantic relationship, but because there is loyalty and unselfishness, I think it's either a very good friendship or a true love or an unconditional love, which is absolutely not about I want, because in a regular relationship, both partner wants to win over something. I think it's kind of a higher level or a more conscious level to be in any kind of relationship. It can be not only just romantic, it can be friendship, it can be with family members or colleagues or a business partner. But you have to be loyal. To me, this loyal and unselfishness word is like writing out on this card. So maybe you have to let yourself a little back off and to let the others come out to you to show their real selves. I don't know. Okay, let's see the bottom of this deck. So after Magical Child, Companion, and Don Juan, let's see the bottom, which is the Seeker. Also, it's a light attribute, and it says thirst for wisdom and truth, whatever they are. To me, from this deck, I think there is two main tasks for us, which is to find wisdom both inside and outside, and let divine make its work. And also it's your work to work on your relationships. Okay, so this is the first pile's message. The next pile is, or the next deck is Chakras Wisdom Oracle. And I pulled again 3 cards, and we will use the bottom 2. So as these are about chakras too, And the author got stories about these cards. So it's not just about the chakras, as you can see here. 2 is from crown chakras, the sacral chakras. It's also about sexuality or the drive or the creative part of us. And the red one is the root chakra, so the grounding. Okay, so let's see the straight messages from this card. First one is, I wrote there in English, is rejection. You can see an artist here who is thinking about something, maybe models or people. As I read the story in the book, which is offered like helping you to understand these cards, it's the story about an artist who has a special language for his painting, but unfortunately nobody's understanding him. I don't want to share the whole story, but it has another title, a subtitle like Ivory Tower. So this is the rejection of others, others' opinion, others in your life. Maybe you want to be alone. You are isolating yourself. You are in an ivory tower. It's a bit dangerous because you are more higher up than the others, and it can make you feel that you are much over them. So there is something like egotistic vibe in here to me, but also that you yourself created this isolation. Maybe you think you are really not being understood at all, but to me it means that you also reject others. So maybe you should rethink about how you are dealing with people. Are you approaching to them, or you want to be alone? But then don't victimize yourself, okay? So if you want to be accepted, please go closer to others and try to understand their opinion or their way of thinking or emotions and so on. Don't be alone. Don't be in your self-built ivory tower. It's your mind's game. So come out and go to the people. Let them to go to you too. Okay? Impartiality is the second card. Interesting because it came out last time too, I remember. And the story behind is that there is a town and there is the leader of the town, and two people turned to them because they had a fight over the color of their fence. And she did such an interesting solution that to this neighbor gave the paintings of the other neighbor, which the other neighbor wants to be painted, and to this neighbor gave the other neighbor's favorite color to paint the fence. To me, these are about like being objective. So maybe you can mediate between two persons who are fighting each other. On the other hand, if you just put yourself into others' shoes, like also this, so you need to change your perception about how you deal with people. To me, both cards are talking about this. So put yourself into their shoes, understand their perception, their feeling, their thoughts. It's like going back and let them come out, come forward. Let them show themselves to you, okay? Maybe sometimes it's better just being a listener than a talker and being an advisor and who has the right to control you and so on. Sometimes it's much better to shut up and to give a listening ear to others, okay? The third card is about service. The story behind the card is about this old woman who regrets not to have a real job, just to grow up 3 kids. And here, before she's dying, she understands that it was her mission to give 3 whole ready people to mankind, to the world. And this was her job to the world. So maybe sometimes we have regrets, things, past things, but I think those things in your life have their right place because maybe you yourself chose this before birth, as I think, that to help you grow, okay? To help yourself, that help you to understand yourself better, to understand the world better, why it should happen as it happened. So maybe try to find a bigger picture. What's the real will of the divine? What instrument you are playing in divine's plan, okay? Service also is that you have to like sacrifice yourself because taking care of an old or unhealthy man or woman is really challenging for both parties. For her because he feels like helpless or vulnerable or even impotent because she can't move or she can't take care of herself as she did during her life. And for her too, because she has to work more than just about her life. Please don't misunderstand me. I don't tell it's a bad thing or something like that, okay? To me, it's much more, the message of this card is, yes, you should a bit put your ego back and let the others come out, or me. Maybe it's mine job too, because I asked a collective reading, yes? And what was the bottom? It was discovery. I really like the message of the story, but what you can, let's start with the picture, okay? There is a flower, the moon, evening, someone who is pink, and there's a heart, and there is like a spirit, like an ancestor or God or something, okay? Evening is all about fear and uncertainty or insecurity, not knowing everything right, not be the real brightness. Maybe you are just a reflection of the sun, like the moon is, right? And maybe the connection between you and spirit. So This is what I can see here. The other thing is, though the root chakra, because the frame is red, the whole main person is pink and there is a heart. And as we know, the heart chakra, when there is a kid, is like, it's pinkish. And as we grow up, it's like green. So maybe this is my little girl's favorite color is pink, because that is the real pure heart chakras color. Okay, let's go back to the story. So it's about that someone is falling in love with someone, but he felt that he lost her. And he started to work on himself and to be a much better man, very, very much better man. But then he got the Spirit's message, ancestor message, God's message. Take it as it resonates for you, that the main thing is not that she accepts you or rejects you. The main thing is that you learn to love yourself. Maybe her role in your life was to teach you to love yourself, to give that love to yourself, what you deserve and what you need from others. Lastly, when we turn just souls and there will be no body, or at least not the ego, it means that we are love itself. But we have to start with ourselves. If you don't love yourselves, how can you love others? So this is a big teaching, and I really love this story. Okay, so we finished the chakra oracle, and next one is moonology. Let's see its message. I also again used 3 cards, but where is the third one? Okay, 3 cards and the bottom. Okay, and the last one is 3 cards and the bottom. And I just asked a last message from Spirit, God, your higher self, or our higher self, or from the collective's angel. I don't know how you want to tell this. So let's see. What about moonologies or moonology oracle message? There is 3 messages. First one is, nothing is yet set in stone. You see there not only the moon, but also the sea or ocean. It is always about emotions, but the main characteristic of a sea or oceans, that is always changing. This is a mutable moon, means that, for example, when you were born, your moon is in Gemini, just like mine. Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and I think Aquarius is called mutable signs. Mutable. Mutable means not fixed, not balanced, okay? It's always in changing. So it seems that you are in between of happenings. So there is no right, no bad things for you, because everything in the flow, during the flow. No like yin yang. This is just the Tao itself. There is just a circle. There isn't any white or black part. Okay, this was the original beginning of yin yang, the wholeness. the everlasting things, not this changeable mutual things. Okay, so what is it messaging for you? It means that you have still options or possibilities to change things. If you are in a bad situation, then it means you can come out if you do some necessary things for yourself or with other people. And also, if there is a positive thing, it doesn't mean it can change. So everything can happen. We are turning back to the magical child, which is to me be open, be positive, be acceptable, be flexible. So this is what this card is teaching for us, okay? Next card is a new moon in Gemini. Gemini is about communication, traveling, relating with others, chatting, talking, messaging, emails, texts, or the lack of them. Okay? So communication is key. From the earlier cards, I can see that it is what you have to learn yet. Gemini is also controlled by Mercury, which is about the knowledge too. Being a messenger, giving away information. Maybe you need more information, so it is also about learning things. Maybe you are learning how to communicate well with others. Strangely, but I am doing like this. So I am having an e-course about that because to me it's really a task these days. Okay, so it is also about relationships, how you deal with others, how you deal with people. Don Juan or the chakra oracle cards also were about how you deal with other people or yourself. Maybe you have to change the communication with yourself. Okay, let's see. Oh yes, look. What is the next card? You are good enough. So yes, maybe you talk badly with yourself. Maybe you don't, maybe you have some self-worth issue, right? Virgo about details. Virgo about being always in the mind, to be right, but not in the way like being egotistic, but being serving others in the right way, not to hurt anyone, giving them help or information they need, but it is from the mind rather than from the heart. So I think you can stop communicating badly with yourself because that causes insecurities, self-worth issue. So you have to work on that. One card to me, it seems this is the main message for you. Interesting that both Gemini and Virgo is controlled or lead by Mercury. So maybe it's the dark side and the light side of Mercury. Communications god, right? Travels god sometimes. And also merchant's card, which can mean that you can use your communication in a nice way, but you can use it for manipulations too. So I think you have to work with your manipulating intentions or bad habits. Okay, and also the way how you communicate this is also something you have to learn about. You have to change, because we got mutable moon before, right? And what was the bottom of the deck? It's full moon in Scorpio, okay? Water sign again. We started with the sea and the ocean, and now we are here in a water sign, which is about feelings, right? It's time to release negativity, negative self-talk, negative way of talking with others, or perceptioning others. Oh, sorry, maybe my English is not really good. So what else is Scorpion? I think first of all it's fear. Remember the card from this? The moon is fear. Maybe I did something wrong. No, I have to deal this. No, I can't. It's not just me, but her too. So it's kind of fear. Scorpio is like fear of death, fear of ending something, fear of your bad habits, fear of your shadows. So Scorpion is a very big, very deep sign. I think it's not an easy sign. Maybe some Scorpio can kill himself with its own poison. So to me, it's about how you talk with yourself and with others. So it's be aware about the intention you have with them, okay? So Scorpion is about fear. Scorpion is about intense feeling, and also it's full moon, which is the brightest and more intense. There are some people who can't really sleep when there is a full moon because it's so bright and they are bothered by it. So it's a very intense thing you are in, or you will go work with. Maybe it's romantic feelings, or just feelings with others or through others. What you have to dive in, because both Gemini and Virgo are using mind over heart. So I think you have to work with your emotions first of all, and be aware your emotions, or maybe others' emotions. Maybe you have to learn how to deal with emotions, not only just thoughts. Okay, so I think it had a great message for us. This is nearly the end. I never thought I will buy this card, but I saw it used by a tarot reader fellow, and I really liked how she interpreted it. So now I'm using this too. Magical Mermaids and Dolphins Oracle card. Maybe you will see why I chose for this reading too. Again, 3 cards and the bottom, and lastly just a message from Spirit, okay? So first of all, simplify your life. Eliminate clutter from your home and work life to balance the flow of activities. But when I read in the book the cards detailed description, I found out that you don't only have to work in your home, but also inside of yourself, inside of your life, and you have to release all negativities, just like as we saw in this card, this full moon in Scorpio. Look. So you have to release negativity in every level of your life. What does that mean? It means your home. It means your job. It means your family. It means your relationships. Maybe it's also about toxicity, even if they are things or stuffs or events or people. You must be aware whom to choose to be around you. And if you can't choose them, try to find people who can, like the loyalty card said, to be your real companion, not with their toxicity, but with their loyalty and unconditional love and being authentic, being real. They are not masked and so on. Maybe they will teach you also to be not toxic. Okay? So eliminate clutter from yourself too, from your soul, from your ego. Try to brighten up your shadows, okay? Look. I really love this. Okay, so what's your thoughts? It's important to only think about what you desire, not what you fear. I think you understand why I like doing this pyre reading, because there is so much of a great messages, and they are really deep. What does that mean? That you should change your perception. You should put yourself in others' shoes. You should make cluttering, eliminate cluttering, both inside of you and around you, okay? So, and what's the key from this? Your thinking. Try to find, like Mercury, remember? So you are mostly in your mind, I think. And it's like exclamation mark, not to be just in your head, but sometimes go down in your heart. And maybe that will help you change your perception, how you see you yourself or people around you or the world. And then you can stop being toxic in your thoughts or emotions or your life. So it's very important to concentrate on what you want. Again, the positivity instead of negativity, okay? And the last inspiration for you, dream big, okay? Let go of small thoughts about yourself. Again, so you have to work on yourself. Please stop talking negatively to yourself. You are God's creature. What's more you want to have? What else you want to have? Okay? See yourself succeeding. So please change these negative thoughts into positive. Maybe it's very hard, first of all. I read about the book about these cards, and in some of them it was suggested, I don't know which book, maybe not this but the others, so it was suggested having a salt bath, meditate, change your mind to help them to change, okay? If we want to manifest something, even if they are negative, it will happen. But if they are positive, also will happen. So it's your mind. You should start first, okay? The perception, how you see the life. You need a paradigm shift. And the bottom card is alchemy. You have the you have the Midas touch right now. And every project you begin, turns to gold. If you can change your mindset, if you can shift your paradigms, so if you can see another eyes, the world, your world, or yourself and people around you, then everything will be aligned with divine, and life won't be your enemy, but your ally. Okay? And the last message, I just only want one card, and I really laughed when I saw it because it's clean it up. See? Again, eliminate the clutter, eliminate the dirt. Let's see the things clearly as they are. Okay, but you have to work on that. It's your work, not others have to change, but you can only change yourself if you want the world around you to change. Okay, so it's your job, your job, not anyone else's job. Nobody can do it for you. It's only you who can do it for you. Okay. Was the bottom message? Yes, because if you want to be happy, then you have to work on that. Okay, and if you do that, if the cleaning up, the cluttering, the elimination of cluttering is happening, then you will have the life what you really, really wished for. I wish you all the best. Bye.